Hello everybody, it's Lori with DIY Nails, and today I'm going to do a fun summer mani with Sea Breeze and Kiss and Tell, which are two colors I've used individually but not together, so I'm excited to see how they turn out. So I always start with an alcohol pad and just simply sanitize my nails, the cuticles, and skin around them, and then move on to the step one, which is the nail primer, and this dehydrates your nails as well as removing any oils that may be on your nails. So you're going to move on to applying the base coat, and I'm actually building an apex in this video, and how you build an apex is just simply starting with a stripe down the center of the nail, and then each stripe after that you want to just go a little wider than the original stripe. And I think I ended up dipping 5 times in this video, so you just dip what you think would be adequate to build an apex if you feel like you have flat, wide nail plates like I do. When I use the bright colors or the light colors, I feel like it's more noticeable, so I choose to build an apex when I use those colors. But if I'm using a darker color, I typically don't build an apex, but for this one I did, just so I could show everybody up close. And as you can see, I am using a cupcake liner, which catches any excess powder that's spilled out of the color pod, because then you can just recycle that powder and dump it right back into the color container when you are finished with your mani. And next comes this cool little trick. I use a toothpick and just simply remove any of the powder or base coat with powder that has accidentally touched my sidewalls or the cuticles, and just run it along the edge of the cuticle and sidewall and remove it with that toothpick. And then that actually allows you to have a complete seal directly to the nail when you finish your manicure. Therefore, you won't have any premature lifting of the back of the nail for your mani, so you'll have a long-lasting mani just like ones you get at the nail salon. You do want to try to pay careful attention so that you don't touch your cuticles and sidewalls, but if you do happen to do that, you can again use that toothpick to just clean it up real quick before it hardens, because as you know, if you're a dipper, that base coat with the powder hardens very quickly. And remember, as you're dipping down into your powder, you always want to dip at a 45-degree angle and not to go too fast, because you'll end up moving that base coat around and you'll end up with a lot of lumps and bumps that you have to file out later. So this just saves you time up front from having to do that. And also, you always want to make sure that you tap off the excess powder before moving on to the next step. One of the questions I get asked the most is how long it usually takes me at home to do my manis. And for this mani, it took me about an hour, and that includes the 2 detailed accent nails. I did move a little slower so that everybody could see what I do with the toothpick and things like that, so you could see what steps and techniques I use, the tips and tricks to lessen my time of having to file out any imperfections later on in the mani. And my typical just 1 color or 2 color manis usually only take about 20 or 30 minutes now. So here you can see I'm dusting off all the powder. So once you have dipped, you just want to make sure that you get all the excess powder off. I usually just dust all my nails off after I've dipped them all. That I feel like gives the powder time to soak into the base coat, and then you won't catch any of the wet base coat with powder on your brushes. All right, and here you can see I inserted my finger too fast into the powder and created a bump, but I'm going to show you later on at the filing stage how you can fix that. I'm not sure why I chose to skip over my accent fingers and move right on to Activator, but nevertheless, we'll move on. You're going to want to thoroughly saturate every single nail and cap the edges, which is what you just saw me do there, where you run the brush along the front free edge of the nail. And what this does is hardens all of the dip. This protects premature chipping and cracking at the free edge of the nail. This is something that a lot of people skip over. Now you're going to want to file, after the activator is completely dried, file down any imperfections in the nails that you have, and you can shape them as well. So if your apex has got a little lump in it and you want to shape it up, this is the stage. You can shape your nails as well as the round apex on top of the nails, and you can also file out any imperfections. And again, for whatever reason, I'm not sure, I decided to do my accent nail here after I've activated, but nevertheless, it's here. These nail stickers I found on Amazon for just a few dollars, and I've had them since actually Easter because I was going to do an Easter mani, but never got around to it. So I am just trying this for the first time, and it's all on video for you to see. So I actually like how it turned out. It did take me a few times to figure out how to get the sticker on there and if I should leave the sticker on there before dipping, but ultimately what worked best was to put the sticker on the nail, and then as you see, paint the base coat on, take the sticker off, and then dip in the powder. And I reused the sticker for that entire nail, and then I used a new sticker for my right hand. So as you can see, I just reapplied the sticker into the same location, paint the base coat on top of the existing design, and dipped it a few times. And then I did end up getting a little bit of my cuticle, so I cleaned that up real quick with a toothpick, and I did this 4 times. I ended up having to use an eyeshadow brush, which is just a tool that I use for certain things on my nails, to apply the blue. So as you can see, I just take a little bit of base coat here and put it on a cupcake liner, use that eyeshadow brush, and I just simply painted it directly into those straight edges because I didn't feel like the brush in my base coat brush bottle could accommodate those straight edges. And at first it looks kind of silly, but once I get it in there straight, I just proceed with the base coat brush and it turns out really pretty. It doesn't look so good before filing, but once it's filed, it turned out really nice. So at this stage, I have filed all of my nails and activated them once, and you can see even the accent nails have been filed as well. in this part, and I am ready for the second coat of Activator now. And again, you're going to thoroughly saturate every single nail and cap the edges as well. This again will prevent premature cracking and lifting at the free edge of the nail. And once you've done this, you're just going to want to wait probably, I'd say, no more than 3 minutes, and start with the first nail that you activated and start applying step number 4, which is your top coat. And the same goes for the top coat. You want to cap your edges. That's creating that hard shell protection at the end of that free edge as well. So you get a long-lasting salon manicure for only a few dollars at home. And I always like to have 2 coats on my nails. I feel like it gives it this glassy, beautiful shine. And I feel like it does protect it and make it last longer. As you can see, there is that cute accent nail. After filing, some of those imperfections just disappear and they end up turning out so cute. I feel like this is such a fun summer mani. Another question I get asked is how long it takes that top coat to dry. And typically each top coat layer takes about 30 to 45 seconds to dry. I try to give them about a minute total just in case, so I don't make any mistakes, because nothing is more upsetting than having a fingerprint in your top coat. But after your top coat is completely dry, I'd grab my favorite cuticle oil or pen and put a little cuticle oil on my cuticles, and that's it. Long-lasting, beautiful manicure. Join me at DIY Nails on Facebook. Bye, guys.